Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Nicole. I'm going to show you today how to make a Spring Deco Mesh Wreath. All right, and then this is what's left of the roll. Maybe we could probably just put this in a bow. You can use this to put in a bow. So I'm just going to take that off. All right, and then I'm going to put the ties on. I'm going to use just regular beige ties. I don't have purple. Beige works well. Plus we're not going to really see them when we're finished anyway. So I need 18 ties. So we're going to do okay. All right, I'm just going to make sure they're half. I'm going to start on the outside wires here, outside row. I'm going to tie them around the crossbar, and then I'm going to just tighten it around a couple times. There we go, just like that. I'm going to do that for every, I'm going to measure it this way. I'm just going to lay them down and then put the next one. Okay. Okay, measure it out to the next tie. There we go. To the next tie. So I'm going to have 21 ties because this is a big wreath form. So 21 ties. I'm going to make it work. That's the thing about making wreaths. You can make things work. It's not like, okay, well, I messed up and now it's over. No, you can make it work. Okay, I'm just going to make sure this edge is nice and even there. Just going to cut a few more of these. So we had 18. Just need 3 more. Okay. So we have a 21 10-inch mesh cut at 20 inches. I'm going to start showing you how I attach the mesh to the wreath. Okay, we're going to start by opening all of the pipe cleaners on the outside. Just open them all up. It just makes it a little bit easier when you're going around. That, okay. And then I'm going to start and show you how. Okay, so the roll is underneath like that. Start in the middle, thumbs down, and you can start ruffling all the way to the end, straight down the middle. And then you're going to end up with something like that. Looks like a ruffle. That. Put it flat down and tie it on there. Okay, and you're just going to go right around. Little ruffle. This is what we're looking like now. Nice and full. Okay, so we're going to put our ribbons on. And I'm just going to show you the ribbons that I'm going to use. I'm going to use this pretty blue. I'm going to use the daisies with the yellow. Pink. Yellow polka dots. And I'm just going to show you how I cut them. I cut them at 12 inches. Okay, and I'm just going to use this measure here. I got this is 12 inches long, so I'm going to put this on one end and go around. That's 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm only going to cut 5 because we're just going to put them in one ribbon for each tie. Okay, so I have 5 ribbons cut at 12, and I'm just going to dovetail. Okay, so I did dovetails, and how I did that was I just fold my ends together. Actually, I'm going to fold them inward together like this. Okay, and then I'm going to take my scissor and cut in a diagonal from the fold to the edge. See how the fold is here? And that's what you got, a nice clean cute edge. Okay, so let's attach. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and cut these too. So I'm going to cut 21 pieces of the Deco Mesh tubing. You can get this at the dollar store. I think I've got all mine at the Dollar Tree. Okay. All right, and then you're going to take your tubing. And when you measure your tubing, you don't want to pull it because it does give. So you just want to lay it down and measure. I'm going to measure, let's see, I'm going to do 20. I'm going to do 20 inches. Yeah, because I'm going to make little loops with them, okay, like this. I'm going to tie them into each tie. All right, I'm going to do 20. Actually, let me see. Sometimes you got to kind of measure these out before you go ahead and cut a whole bunch of them. So let me see what the 20-inch looks like in here. I'm just gonna make a loop like that, hold the two ends together, and then push the inside just to make a little loop here. And I'm going to take one of these, fold it in half, just so I can find the center, and then pinch the center in, holding these two together like that. And I'm just gonna pull the ends out, just like that. I'm going to place it, I'm going to start at the outer. I'm going to place it so it's side to side, horizontal. Okay, and I'm going to tie it probably like 3 times. Oh, got to make sure your tie's in there. Sometimes it comes right out, the little loopy loop. Okay, so I'm tie it tight, and then I'm going to loop it around about 3 times. And then pull out my side here so it looks like that. These are going to get cut off. So what you have left, all right, looks like that. I'm just going to cut these off real quick. My wire cutters. And fold it inward just so, you know, it's not noticeable, or it can be noticeable if you want it to be, but this is how it's going to look here. All right. So yeah, 20 inches is good. So I'm just going to cut this whole thing 20 inches because I need 20 of these. Okay. So once I cut one, I can use that one to measure more. It's a little faster. So I'm just going to not pull on them though, because then they'll be longer than they need to be, or shorter than they need to be. All right. How many do I have? I wasn't counting. 2, 4, 6, 7. I got 15 now. 1, 2, 3. You know what? It makes just about 20. Okay, so that's good to know. So one package makes about 21 20-inch pieces. Okay. So I'm going to start with the yellow, because the yellow I only have 3. So I'm going to place them on the wreath, you know, so it looks good in 3 spots. I don't want them all together. I don't want them, you know, close together next to each other. So I'm going to take the yellow, fold it in half, find the center, pinch, and pull my sides out. Take a blue piece, and I want my yellows to be, I'll just put them randomly. One here, cut off my pipe cleaners. There we go. I got one here, yellows. I want to make sure I'm not putting it where I'm going to put my... Okay, so here I'm going to put my bow. So I'm going to put my yellow probably over here. Okay, and so I got one there, one across, and I think I'm going to put the other, since I'm going to put my bow here, I'm going to put the other one over here. Okay, I'm going to continue to place my blue ones, since I started already. I'm going to put I have 5 of the other ones, so I'm going to be placing them across from each other somehow. Okay, so I got that one. The other one I'm going to put over here. And I'm putting the bow here, but it's okay. Okay, so I'm just going to put ribbon. Okay, I'm going to use the pink now because we already finished with the blue and the polka dots. The blue with the white polka dots. Okay, I'm going to put my bow in. I make my little bow here with the Deco Mesh tubing. And I'm just going to start putting them okay. So I'm going to put one back here because I noticed there is not one yet. I only put one. But there's hardly anything back here. So I want to skip a couple and then put another pink right here. Oops, I am knocking things down. Just knocked down one of my spools of ribbon and it just went away. That's okay, I'll get it before we make our bow. I'm gonna need that for the bow. I'm gonna skip some. Ooh. So this wreath here is actually an order from someone who wanted something colorful and spring and fun. So I decided to do a video on how I make it because it's fun. Okay, and then we have one more pink. I want to put that in the center somewhere. I think right here. That's where I want to put that one. Do I want to put it here or do I want to put it here? I think I'll put it here. Okay, so I got all the pinks in, so I'm going to start with this one here. This is the 1.5 inch that I have. And it's okay, you can do it this way. Or if you don't want to do it this way, whichever ribbon you want to use is fine. I just try to make it, you know, some type of theme all together with the sign I'm going to use. I kind of go off the sign. That's usually where I start when I'm making a wreath. So I had this request was for a spring wreath, something colorful and fun. So I went ahead with this sign. So that's where I got the different colors for the base. And that's the way I like to do it. Some people use the ribbon. There's no wrong way. Okay. So that's what the 1.5 inch looks like in the wreath. I think it's cute. All right, I'm going to continue with this one. The daisies on it. 1.5 inch. Deco mesh tubing, loops. Okay, now I'm running into something that I'm going to have two of the same thing next to each other. So I don't want to do that. So let me move over here, put it here. Just got to kind of eyeball it when you are making a wreath. There's different techniques that people use, different techniques that I use that I'll probably show you in other videos that I do, which I am looking forward to. And then, put one of these there. Oh, sorry. Sometimes I do. Okay. This is the last one for the 1.5 inch. Okay, where am I gonna put you at? Sometimes you gotta go fishing for these. So usually when I'm all done, then I'll straighten out all of my tails, all of my ribbon. I'm kind of doing it as I go along this time. Okay, so this is the last color. Last ones. Okay. I don't know if you can hear my husband on the phone upstairs, but he's very loud on the Okay, let's look for spots here. I'm going to put this one here. Okay, let's look for some more spots here. I think there's one somewhere. Nope, not there. Okay, over here. All right. Where else we got? Oh, we got right here. So I need 3 more, or 2 more. 1, 2. Oh my goodness, where's the ends? Yeah, this happens sometimes too. Can't find the end. Ah, there we go. I don't know how that happened. There we go. I'll have to wrap this up. I'm just going to put it on the side for now. Okay. Okay, show you how I make a bow. So I'm just going to put this stuff aside here. Okay, I'm going to show you how I'm going to make the bow. So I'm using the Deluxe Easy Bow Maker. It has measurements from 8 inches on each side. Plus we can use our measurements on our mat if we need to make something longer. Okay. So I'm going to start with, you can start with any ribbon that you want to, but I'm going to start with this one. And I'm just going to dovetail the bottoms. Okay. And I want my tails to be relatively short, so 8 inches is just fine. You can make it as long as you want to. Okay, that's actually about 9. I don't want the bow to be too long on the tails. Okay. Then I'm going to do the first loop at 6 inches. I'm just measuring on the board here. Put my finger out to 6 and then twisting. See if we can go one more time. Not quite, because my tails aren't going to be even. So what I can do is just shorten this. Well, not really. I can't really shorten that side. I guess it'll just be a one loop on each side here. Okay. Do it that way. Here's the pink. Let's see, how much of the pink do we have? Okay, we could probably do 2. I need to do 2 loops with this next one. So I'm just gonna get the tails to be relatively the same size. You know, as close as I can. This one's also going to be 6 inches. Let's try 5. Let's try 5 inches on this one. So the one I did just the 4 loops, I'm just going to separate them. Just like that. And then use the yellow. And this one's going to be a 1. It's going to be a 1 looper. This one's going to be at 5 also. Okay, so one looper. And we have this little guy left. I always save all of my scraps because I never know when you need them. You can make a funky bow. That's what they call it. And it's all different of your scraps kind of like together to make this funky bow. It's really fun. So that's always good to use. Okay, so I'm going to use 2 of these. Or rather, I'm going to do 2 loops on each side is what I mean. I'm going to do these at 4 inches. I need to move any of these to see. It's fine. Okay, I'm going to do 4 inches. Okay, and kind of pull these up in the center too, see that's kind of too long, so it's a good thing we did that. Okay, adjust it, there you go. So then you can just kind of measure it right on the bottom line. This ribbon is so pretty, it's so glittery. It's like very in your face kind of, but not gaudy. Very pretty. Sparkly and spring-like. That is why I chose it. Okay, so we're going to just separate these bows, or these loops rather. Alright, and one more on the top for the one loop on each side, the daisies. I like the daisies. I like ribbon. I really love ribbon actually. Alright, so the last one was 4, so this will be 3. Let's see here. I can just... Okay, so there's your bow. I just like to move my loops around so you can see them all kind of even there. Okay, that's going to go down there. Alright. So then the next thing I'm going to do, let's see, we've got to fasten it. Fasteners. I thought I had longer ones than these. Alright, I'm going to take a twist tie. Not a twist tie, a zip tie. I take a twist tie. All right. All right, I'm going to take a pipe cleaner, put it through the back. Oh, just going to pull it as tight as I possibly can. Alright, so then I'm just going to start fluffing it out because it looks kind of like a mess right now. So what I'm going to do is start with the bottom and work my way up. That's the way I learned here. I'm just going to fluff it out. Just kind of putting my hands through the loops and kind of yanking on them a little bit and twisting them just to get them to fluff out. Just fluffing. So then there's this part in the center of the bow that you can have either put a flower in there to cover that up, see the plastic, or you can wrap a piece of, take one of your, whatever piece you want, just fold it in half twice, and then you can wrap it around the center, and see how cute that is too. And then you could still put a flower on the outside if you wanted to, or you don't have to, but it's just a little way to cover it up. And then you just tie it in the back and trim off the excess. I think that's what I'm going to do. You can put a dab of glue on the back of here so it stays nice and tight. You can also wrap it inside. The twist ties. I keep calling them twist ties. The pipe cleaners. Okay. Okay. So then I just want to trim this off here. Alright. And I'm just going to pull all the tails out. And we're going to attach. Attach it to our wreath. Let's see here. And it's going right here. I think I want to put it, I'm going to turn it around this way. I want to put it there. Just going to wrap it right around. Okay, so I secured it in the back here. We'll fluff it out and move things around until you're happy with how they're placed. And then I'm just going to go around and make sure all of my ribbon are straight and bent the way I want them to be bent, because they're all wired. So however you bend them and however you want them, you just bend them that way and they stay. Okay, so now we're going to put the sign on, the welcome sign. And I decided that I kind of like it at the bottom, like that. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little hole on either side. Put a little wire inside the hole. Oh, sorry. Wrap it to the back and just twist it on. I'm going to do the same thing over here on this side. Probably in the E. Put a hole in it. So I'm just taking the wire and wrapping it around the wreath, just randomly, anywhere, because I'm going to pull everything out as I tighten. Okay. You don't want to put it too tight, but you don't want to put it too loose either. Don't want it to get squishy. I'm just going to pull out everything. I didn't tighten it yet. I'm just going to pull everything out to see how that looks before I go pulling on. Make sure all of the ribbons are out and not being hidden. Okay. Sometimes this part, it takes the longest sometimes. I just like to make sure that I get a good, well, you want to make sure that you get a good tight fit. You want your wreath to stay together. Okay, to be strongly made. I think that's a little bit too tight. See how that is? A little bit too snug in there. So I want to just turn it around and loosen it up. All right, and then I want to put some flowers. A couple flowers here and there, not a whole lot. Okay, so I'm going to put a few daisies. And I'm going to put some of these yellow flowers because I just think they're so pretty. Just a few. Not too many. Just 1, 2, 3. You can put as many as you want. This is how I'm doing this particular wreath. But if you want to add more, I mean, you're more than welcome to. I'm going to add less. It's all up to you. This is some grass, and I thought that would be cute. Kind of set the springtime theme off pretty good. But we'll see what it looks like after I put the flowers. I want to make sure that I just kind of play around with the flowers a little bit. Just kind of make them look a little more real. Okay, I have a melting pot over here. Let's see. Okay. So I'm waiting for the pot to heat up. My melting pot. It has my hot glue. So I'm just gonna take the flowers and kind of just move the stems around and run your fingers down them and kind of make it look a little more, real, authentic. Okay, so that's that one. Okay, my glue pot is pretty good and melted here. So I'm just going to dip it and just start placing the flowers anywhere you like. So I'm going to do the white ones here. Perfect. So anywhere you like to put them. This one's not going in right. Okay, I'm just going to trim it.